What's going on, guys? MattyTingles here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is how to start a YouTube channel in 2022, the beginner's guide. All right, so it seems like from the past videos that I've done, you guys kind of like this sit down talk from experience, give some advice kind of videos. So we are back with another one. This is how to start a YouTube channel in 2022. This is going to be kind of a beginner's guide, the basics, and just some advice from someone who's done it multiple times. If you don't know who I am, my name is Matty. I go by MattyTingles on my main channel. We're about to pass 470,000 subscribers there. Almost 100 million views there. I have a podcast. I have this vlog channel. I've done music. So I've been doing this for a long time. And if your goal is to start a YouTube channel, then this is the video for you, okay? So in this video, we're gonna go through just kind of some advice on not only just how to do things, but talk about expectations and kind of get you out of that rut of, well, I want to do this, I know I want to, but where do I start? Which is, I think, where a lot of people get stuck. So I wanted to make a video with some value that can kind of give back to future creators. I think that's really what, at the end of the day, this is about. So I hope you love this. So let's get right into it. Part one, YouTube is a real job, okay? Like, I know that there are still a lot of people out there who don't think it can be a real job. I still get comments of like, hey, go get a real job, blah, blah, blah. Look, it's 2022. Speaking for me personally, I've been doing this full time for almost 5 years now. I bought a house last year because of this. I have had a lot of past jobs. I worked at Apple. I worked at an advertising agency. I was a mortgage officer. I've done a lot of things, and this is by far the best paying and most rewarding job I've ever had. So let's just automatically off rip, get rid of that narrative that YouTube is not a real job. It absolutely can be. So I think a lot of the time people get stuck in, well, there's so many channels now, why would I make one? It's oversaturated, there's just too many. And that's just simply not the case. In fact, I would wager that you have a better advantage than people who started a long time ago, because you can go look at all these channels and see what's working, right? You have a case study already of years of these creators doing it. So you can follow and watch people who have done it and make it your own. See what's working, see what's not. I do not believe there is a time where there are too many channels. You just need to find what's gonna work for you, and we'll get into that. I think the biggest thing I wanna get through in this first part is just to kind of manage expectations, right? Like, your first videos, unless you've been studying this for a long time, your first videos are gonna suck. Mine sucked, and that's okay, right? You're gonna make mistakes, and that is okay. That's totally okay. But I think managing expectations and not going into it thinking, okay, I'm gonna be a pro right away, is really important, right? Because I think a lot of people see this job as, all right, so we do a couple videos a week, and the rest of it we're just not doing anything, right? And that's just not the case. And the majority of us, it took years for us to get to the point that we're at now. The other expectation that I wanted to talk about is that this is not easy. This is not for everyone. And I'm sorry to say that, but it is just not. It is a lot of work, right? Most people, you just see the finished product. But what you don't see is even just from the base, starting with coming up with a video concept, right? Writing that out, figuring out if you need props, figuring out location, right? That's a lot of work just in itself, right? Then you're lighting it, then you're filming it, then you're setting up audio, then you're editing it. Then once you have a finished product, then you got to figure out a thumbnail, right? Then you like, it's a lot, right? And then if you're running a business, which we'll get into that as well, like, you have to have all these different social medias and cross-platform everything to get people. It's a lot. And this is just an expectation that I want to help you manage, where if you're going into this thinking it's easy, you're not gonna have to put work in, it's just not the case. And every big YouTuber that you probably follow works really, really hard. This is not a 9-to-5 job. You can't just clock off and then You know what I mean? You're always thinking about it. You're always, when you're going to stores, you're going, oh, maybe I need that. You know, it's always on your mind. It's a non-stop job. So if that's not for you, that's okay. But I'm just saying this is not for everybody, and that's okay. But if you are interested in doing this, just know, set the expectation up that you're going to be working really hard to produce this stuff. It's just going to take some time. The top YouTubers, they make it look easy, right? Like, even for me, I'm nowhere near the top of YouTube, but I've done pretty well. And even for me, I know most of my friends and even colleagues are like, wait, it doesn't seem like you're putting in a ton of work because you make it look easy. But the fact is, it's a lot of work, and I'm never not working, right? You can ask any of my friends. I just went on a trip to New York where I was like, all right, I'm going to take a week. I'm just going to see some shows, relax, do nothing. And literally before we even left, I started vlogging and didn't stop, right? It's for me, it's in my DNA. It's to be a creative and to create stuff. It's always been that way, right? And I'm not saying you have to be that way. I'm just saying, speaking for me personally, there's not any time off. All right, part 2, and I think maybe this is the most important, to be honest, is figure out what you want to do on your channel, right? Find a niche. And what I mean by that is, you know, you're probably out there thinking, okay, I want to do a gaming channel. I want to do a beauty channel. Maybe you're into makeup, right? Maybe you're in ASMR. Maybe you're a vlogger, you know, whatever you want to do. Figure out what you want to do, but narrow it down a little bit and figure out, what do you love doing? What are you good at? What are you interested in? Because the biggest thing is, if this takes off and it becomes your career, you don't want to be stuck doing something that you don't like doing. So narrow it down to something that you really like doing, and then go a couple layers down even from that and figure out, what can I do that I'm going to wake up every day and want to do, right? And that's really, really hard. That's a challenge. But I promise you, if you can figure out a niche and figure out something that you like doing, it's not only going to help you, but it's going to help your channel, because then people know, okay, this is what I'm going to get from this person, right? It's really, really hard to be a variety creator, because, you know, one day if you're putting up gaming stuff, the next day you're putting up a vlog, the next day you're doing makeup, people are going to be confused. Your viewers you're not going to have that retention that you really want for a channel, right? Because they're not going to know what they're expecting to get out from your channel. The next step, after you figure out what you want to do and really narrow that down, this is just me, I suggest trying to figure out what are you adding to the world, right? What value are you providing your viewers, right? And that doesn't have to be anything deep. It can be, maybe you're funny, maybe you're entertaining, right? Maybe you're really good at video games. Maybe you're bad at video games. Maybe you're good at makeup. Maybe you're good at whatever you want to do. Maybe you're knowledgeable at cars, right? Cars, drones, weather. There's anything you want to do. At the end of the day, you need to figure out, what are you adding to the world? What are you giving your viewers to take with them after your video is finished? That's super important, I think. And I haven't really heard anyone talk about that. You know, people will press play on your video and they'll watch it, but if they don't feel something from it, if they don't get something from it, probably not going to come back unless they're, you know, your friends or family. All right, next thing, and this is really, really, really important, is to, from the get-go, treat your channel and yourself as a brand. From day one, even if it doesn't end up being a career, you want to treat it as a brand, and here's why, right? So when you're creating a channel, what's one of the first things that you have to do? You have to name your channel. You want to name it something where if it takes off, it's a good name and you can brand it and you can become that brand, right? So for me, like my main channel, MattyTingles, that's me, right? It's not you know, MattyTingles 03249, you know what I mean? Like a random user generated name. You want to make sure that from the get-go, channel name, colors, fonts, logos if you want to, all of that stuff matters, and it's going to matter, especially if your channel starts to take off. So consider that before time, right? I can't tell you how many people just made a channel, put stuff up, they didn't really care about that, and then it took off, and then they're like, well, shoot, should I rename stuff? Or am I just gonna roll with this weird name that I thought of? That's just my advice. Treat this as a brand and treat it like you have 1 million subscribers already from the beginning, right? Because then if it does happen, you're prepared, you're ready. I would say as of right now, as long as you're comfortable with it, use your name or some form of your name, okay? Because that's the easiest way to brand it. Obviously, depending on what kind of content you're making, of course, I would suggest using some form of at least your first name maybe, or make up a name, right? But I suggest for 2022, use a name instead of like something that you would use for you know, a video game name or whatever. Use a personal name, make it clean, don't make it too long. Bottom line with all of this is, keep in mind, YouTube is a search engine. At the end of the day, it is a giant search engine. And so you want to take advantage of the optimization, SEO, right? Search engine optimization. You want to take advantage of that and be able to be found. You want to make your name, your channel name, something easy, something clean, and something you. Because at the end of the day, YouTube is seriously just an enormous search engine. So make it easy to find you. All right, part 3 of this video is going to be just kind of a quick crash course on the bare minimum basics of starting a YouTube, right? Let's say you have your video, whatever you're doing, you're gonna want to make your channel, okay? So you're gonna make, you know, an email through Gmail and open up your YouTube channel, okay? You're gonna type your name in. One of the first things that I would do if I were you is get a great profile photo. It can be you, it can be your logo, whatever you want. And because you're going to want to do the photo, and you're going to want to do a header, the banner up top. Again, this is branding, but you know, if you go to a channel and they don't have any photos, it doesn't look good, people are not going to stay. Okay, so set yourself up for success right away. Get your profile photo down, get your banner down, social media links if you have them, and if not, again, this is going to be part of building this brand, right? So let's say your channel name is banana man, okay? You would want to make a Twitter, an Instagram, a TikTok, whatever you want under that username. You can send people to different things with the same content, if that makes sense, right? So you want to set all that stuff up. Then the most important thing is YouTube Studio, okay? YouTube Studio is where you upload everything. That's where you see your analytics. That's where you edit things. That is the most important thing. And by the way, there is a YouTube Studio app for creators. It's a separate app from the YouTube app on your phone. I suggest getting that and signing in, because that's where you can see all of your analytics. That's where you can make edits to everything. So, okay, so you got your video, right? You got your channel, you got your video. You're gonna press upload. You're gonna drag or click, obviously, but you're gonna upload the video. So then you're gonna put a title in. You're gonna name it, and titles are tough. And again, this goes back to how this job doesn't really stop, right? Because titles are changing all the time. Trends and how people are titling things change all the time. Study YouTube, study the people that are doing well, okay? And just kind of keep up with the trends of how they're spelling things, you know, because for instance, right, for the ASMR channel, a year ago, 2 years ago, it was ASMR dash dentist roleplay. And that's completely changed now. And so now it would be ASMR cleaning your teeth relaxing video. You know what I mean? Like things just change constantly, and you got to keep up with that. And that's part of why I'm saying this job is always happening. All right, so you're uploading the video. There's a place down there to add the thumbnail. You're going to type out the title. Then you're typing out the description, and then the description is where you want to put your links. You want to tell people why they should, what this video is about, why they should be watching it. Put all your social media links. Put any info that you want in that description box that you want people to read. After you've put the thumbnail in, written the title, the description, you're gonna want to go down and you're gonna want to click, is this made for kids or not? And I could make a whole separate video about this. Please give this a thumbs up if you want to know more about each of these things, because I could talk about this forever. But basically, a couple years ago, the government came out with a thing called COPPA or COPPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, okay? And basically, it just asks you, is this made for children or not, okay? And if you click yes, basically it just changes a lot of stuff. Comments are disabled. There's a lot of stuff that changes. If it's not made for kids, which, like, for instance, this one is not, right? You would click no, okay? And then you can go into age restrictions if you want, that kind of stuff. And then the next thing is, does this include any paid promotion? So like right now, I do a lot of sponsored videos. This one is not though, so I would click no. This does not include a paid promotion. Moving down is tags. Now, tags are really important, but really confusing, right? So again, I can make a whole video on this. Give it a thumbs up and let me know what you would like to hear more about. But basically the tags are, you're gonna type words or sentences that you think people are going to search for and how to find you, right? It's basically Rolodexing, indexing what your video is under. So for instance, like this video, I'll probably put how to start a YouTube channel, YouTube channel 2022, starting a YouTube channel, you know, just stuff like that, where you the things that you think people are going to type that they're going to search for, and hopefully the algorithm picks your video up under those indexes. After that, basically it's pretty standard stuff. It's, you know, what language is your video in, what category you're in. So like for this one, I do entertainment. If you're putting up a gaming thing, you do gaming. If it's music, you do music, and that's pretty much it, right? There's some other stuff that, you know, you'll learn by doing this, but that's the main thing. Title or video, upload the video, title, description, tags, thumbnail. And by the way, this will take time. Like the biggest thing, again, that's why I wanted to set expectations earlier, because this is going to take some time. Okay, it's going to take time to figure out your style, and more importantly, it's going to take time for you to build up an audience to even look at analytics to see what's working or not. So be patient. Just know that if you are uploading videos, your chances of it working and becoming a career is higher than if you're not, of course. I always tell people, just press record, just do it, because I truly believe I am a walking advertisement for I just tried it and it worked. Okay, last thing that I want to talk about is equipment. I get asked this all the time. Let's just go through rapid, quick. Do you need a fancy camera? The answer is no. Will you get a fancy camera if this becomes a career and you start making money? Sure. You want to always invest in yourself, and I'm always upgrading things because you want to get better, right? But to start, this video is to start. This is the beginner's guide. If you're watching this, you likely have a phone with a good camera on it, okay? No matter what kind of phone it is, if you have a newer phone or even a 5-year-old phone, it has a good camera on it. So start with that, right? That's seriously all you need. In fact, I actually recorded on my phone until like 80,000 subscribers. I know that sounds crazy, but I really did. You have the tool to create, to shoot the video, edit the video, and upload it just from your phone. I don't suggest investing a ton of money when you're just starting out. Next, lighting. Lighting is so important, and you know, you're depending on what kind of video you're making, it's so important. And I would just say, depending on where you live and your situation, try to use natural light. Open up windows, film outside during the day. Just try to use natural light, because that's gonna look great. You know, and you can get affordable lights if you really want to. If you're shooting on your phone, start out, just use natural light. That's my suggestion. All right, now here is the last thing I'm gonna talk about, and this is maybe the most important, and that is consistency. Figure out how many videos that you want to upload a week or a month and stick with it. The greatest example of that is my good friend GB ASMR. She has uploaded 3 videos on the same day every week for, I mean, years. And I know for a fact that it's taxing on her and her team. It's a lot of work, but it's worked. At the end of the day, it has absolutely worked. She uploads on the same days, and what that does is it gains, it builds trust with her viewers, right? It's okay, it's Saturday, I know there's a new video from GB. I'm not saying you have to figure out an exact day schedule, but figure out with your life and whatever's going on in your life, figure out how many videos you can do and stick with that, because consistency is the biggest thing on YouTube. Be consistent, okay? Give people the content, and if they like it, listen to them. If they don't like it, also listen to them, right? But figure out how many videos you want to make per week or per month. That's huge. Consistency is enormous, okay? Look, bottom line, you can do this. Take it from me. Take it from someone who tried this as I was sitting at home and I went, all right, maybe I'll try this. And now I'm at what, I'm 530,000 subscribers through all my channels, right? You can do it. I truly believe that you can do it. I think anyone can do it. Is it easy? No, it's absolutely not easy. Can you do it? Yes. I genuinely, I cannot guarantee that your channel pops off and you get millions of subscribers and views. No one can guarantee that, because if you could, everyone would do it. But I can guarantee you that if you try, you work hard, and you learn to listen and view things as a lesson and take everything in as a tool, you will have fun. And that if you follow these guidelines and just keep learning and keeping up with trends, it will work out. Being a YouTuber and creator and influencer, hate that word, but it has been the greatest joy of my life. I've made some of my best friends through this. And again, there's networking. There's a lot of stuff that I could talk about. So if you want a part 2 of this, please give it a thumbs up. Seriously, I would love to talk about this. I would love to do a masterclass, anything, because I truly do love talking about this. But it has been the joy of my life. It's been by far the best job I've ever had in every category. It checks every box for me. I'm my own boss. I love it. So you can do it. Just try. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you when I can. And I hope that you love this video. I hope that you learn something from it. And most importantly, I hope that it motivates you to go try, because at the end of the day, that's the legacy I want. I want to motivate people and inspire people. Okay, so thank you guys so much for being here. I am MattyTingles. This is how to start a YouTube channel in 2022. I will see you guys soon. Peace.